Sylvester, let's talk about the multilingual. I mean, this is really a very great piece of work. You've talked about multilingual, and we've seen a girl there singing in Lutoro. That's the first time I've never heard of a rapper in Lutoro, in that language. So yeah,
no, I know. Actually, she was rapping in no, that's Runyoro. That's Runyoro.
Runyoro, yes,
yeah. But it being a multilingual platform, it has also introduced us to, languages, more and more languages, because it's an expression of culture. So people come with different languages. For example, like the first time I had Kumam. Do you know that there's a language called Kumam?
Kumam, yes.
Kumam,
yes,
but
it's between Teso and
Lango,
yes.
But it's a tribe of like they have a small population.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the first time I was like, wow, what language is this? And she said there were two guys, they're Kumam. Yes. And they featured on the 2015 album.
Yes.
And it was sounding so nice that you're forced to ask what language it is, you know, and it sounds so nice. Then there are some languages, you know them, but you've never had someone, use them in a song as an expression, like Lugisu, like Kejong, and so many others. Yes, others who've grown up listening to them, but we've never had someone, using them in a rap song. So it has been an eye-opener even for us as organizers, listening to different, expressions in various languages. So we welcome everyone, to express themselves freely. And Faizo Chiwewa, the director of Baimba, the first time he had Big Ben, one of the participants in the 2013 Boot Camp. He had him rap in Lugisu, and he thought it was a language from South Africa, like one of those languages from South Africa. Like it was sounding so nice. It was like, wow, what language is this? Is this from South Africa? So that's how it is. It has been an interesting journey as well, that we're discovering these languages. We know them, but we know it's a different way when someone uses it in a song as an expression. It's a very good feeling.
Welcome to the Creative Industry Talk this week. My name is Eddie Okela, and returning on the show from the break, along all it a break, is a resident panelist, is a creative mind, is the founder and artistic director of Baimba International Foundation, a cultural foundation here promoting culture, art, and music all across the world. We all know Baimba, and of course we all know our brother from another mother, Faizo Chiwewa. Welcome back to the show, and of course, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2022, we are here. Yes. First of all, how was your holiday?
It was great. I had a lot of fun. I went mountain climbing.
Okay.
So, and I enjoyed it. A bit of snow and relaxing.
Okay.
So I'm totally refreshed.
Yes. When you say you went mountain climbing, was it at the State House in Lunkulu because it's an island?
Lunkulu has no mountains.
You could have been climbing the trees, the tall trees in the place.
No. I was somewhere in Italy with family, so we had some kind of like holiday.
Yeah, okay.
And this was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, great. Welcome back from, the break. And also, we want to take the opportunity to welcome you to 2022.
Yeah.
It's just the 10th day of the year of our Lord, 365 days. We've only done 10.
Yeah.
Yes, 11.
And we're already worried.
Yes, and we're already concerned.
Yeah.
Well, but on a lighter note, I want to take opportunity to welcome every single one of you guys out there to the program. This is the Creative Industry Talk, where we get to discuss everything about creativity and everything about creative thinking, from the music, art, entertainment, culture, and of course, creativity springs across all of that. Okay, marketing and communication is all creativity. And of course, today's topic is very interesting. But first, I want to welcome all of you guys from all across the world. Edwin, welcome back to Uganda. You've been watching the show all the way in Germany, but now you're in Uganda. You can actually catch up with Faizo Chiwewa, when the show is over, and, have a word with him in Kampala.
Is he vaccinated?
Yes, I think he's vaccinated because
he's
in the country at the moment. That's a big fan of the Creative Industry Talk and Helder's Wisdom Circle. And of course, I want to talk to you guys out there who are watching the show from all across the world, either in the US, in Australia, in Germany, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Congo. We have got some guys in Togo. We've got some guys in Ouagadougou. Man, the Creative Industry Talk is going places. Some guys in Kenya, watu wa Kenya, niaje, Tanzania, habari ya leo, okay? And all of you guys who speak Kiswahili, welcome to the program. We're live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please go there, subscribe, and be part of the family growing bigger and better. Subscribe to that there on the screen, and then be part of the family. Faizo, we want to start the show from a very lighter note. The president addressed the country recently. And he said that Uganda is finally, going to be free. And the creative arts schools opened this week. And of course, they're going to be, going back to business after 2 years. Yeah. The creative minds in the children were dead. I think they could not think anymore because COVID, they've been in a lockdown for this long. So we are grateful that Uganda has finally opened and kids are going back to school. And also he said that the art and culture industry or creative industry can finally now go back.
On the 24th.
Yeah, the 24th, and particularly the music, performing art, and of course the theater and drama, and all the things are now opening up. What does this really mean, but to the industry?
I think it's really a very good opportunity. Of course, it's been overdue. I wouldn't say that the arts have been completely silent. People have been doing a few performances, not all the art forms, but a few have been operational, not officially off the hook. But now, at least now that it's official, so we can easily start planning our calendars and our events. Actually, we've already set up our first event on the 5th of February. So for those who have seen it, so you'll be happy to join us and celebrate the birthday of Bob Marley on Lunkulu Island.
Okay.
So it's going to be fascinating with all the SOPs and trying to keep the numbers low.
Okay.
So this is what it means, that people have been really eager to get out to start planning, and I think this gesture of saying now he has officially opened the industry, it's really good that now we can start thinking on how we are going to engage.
Okay. And talking of that, Faizo, I want to take you to the first question of the day. Of course, I would like to ask the team to first put the question up on the screen, the topic on the screen, so that everybody can check in out. We're talking about the challenges of 2022, okay? 2022 challenges for the independent creative art scene. Yeah. And when we talk about the independent creative art scene, what does we mean? We're going to talk about it. I want you to join into this conversation and send us your kisses and disses, send us your comments, and we'll be able to talk about it. What are the challenges that you see that is coming up, and of course that we can look into and have a discussion here. But first I want to take you straight to when we talk about the independent creative arts, what are we really referring to from that point of view?
Yeah, I think the the independent creative arts is where you find individuals like you and I, who are really hustling on their own, trying to make ends meet, or trying to create work, or trying to develop their skills, or trying to be part of an industry that they are who they are as artists. So the independent art scene is really, we look at like filmmakers, we look at musicians, we look at theater practitioners, playwrights, and then there is the independent. These are the individuals who are doing things off, like, without rules. They don't follow anyone's rule. They don't. They're just doing what they love, and they're not really being guided by principles or whatever. But they just want to do what they love. And then the non-independent art scene is really, you find the the legal, the policy, the government, the social culture of the arts, where like government institutions or foundations that are really working with a pool of grants and support structure. But the independent art scene is really like, you find individuals like who are doing their work, and they're trying to survive, and they're trying to make ends meet, at the same time doing what they love. Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, Faisal, when we talk about this independence, what are we looking for from this independence? I mean, you say they don't usually follow the normal rules that are set in place. They are creative. What makes them so unique to the industry?
I think every time, most of the time, it's always important to have a free independent art scene, because that's where most of the independent art scene is there to challenge the normal, to challenge the status quo, to give you a different perspective when it comes to arts. Most of the artists, sometimes they are independent, but they're not actually independent, because there's a lot of fatigue when it comes to censorship, self-censorship. So you find people who are supposed to be independent are not actually, because they are worried about, if they are too independent, then they might not be able to survive in the market. And also, if the market does not understand what it means to work with independent or appreciate, even in the rest of the world, when you go to places like Europe or America, you find that the independent art scene is always struggling. It's always called the underground. They're always like, we are trying to make ends meet. They're earning little. They're creating small things out of their own pockets. They're really struggling, and they don't easily get funding, because they don't have like official or professional structures like institutions or registrations, organizations. Some of them don't have bank accounts. So they are really like doing things off the book, but they're doing what they love. That's the most important thing. So giving such artists an opportunity to express themselves the way they should really gives an opportunity to the industry to kind of test a different aspect of the arts, the way they are presented.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we are talking to Faisal Chiwewa right here about the 2022 challenges that faces the independent art, creative minds, and in the art industry, in the scene of creativity in Uganda. What are your says? What are your thoughts? What do you have to say? What kind of challenges do you think, they face in 2022, and how can we, talk about the, solutions to this problem? We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Faisal and I are going to dive deep into the question of how do we make this better. Stay right there. We'll be right back after this. This is the Creative Industry Talk.
So, distinguishing prose poetry and drama.
Yes.
This is an academic question.
Yes.
So let me just be frank with it. So we have literature. Literature can easily simply be defined as the creative expressions of a given culture, of a given people. And it is normally done through writing, through singing, through speaking. Now, literature is that creative expression that focuses on the written word. As you hear the word itself, literature, literate, meaning to write. Now, we are going to restrict ourselves to three things. So we talked about prose, talked about poetry,
Yes.
talked about drama.
Yes.
Now, prose is that kind of creative expression.
Yes.
That is more
The style,
elaborate.
the flow, yes.
It is more elaborate. So if you're reading a novel,
Yeah.
if you're reading a short story, if you're reading a biography, you know that falls within the. If you're an essay,
Yeah.
that is in a form of prose.
Yes.
Now poetry is more rhythmic. It is briefer. And in most cases we use a lot of descriptive and colorful language. So if you look at a novel and a poem, what a novel can say in 200 words, a poem can say in 1 page. Now, those are the differences between the poetry.
That's the difference between these.
Yes. Now, when it comes to drama,
Yeah.
drama, the way you hear the word, drama is language in action.
Yes.
Language in action.
Yeah.
So drama is that kind of written literature where you capture characters talking. But from what they talk, for you the reader or the listener, you can infer what is taking place.
Yeah.
So drama is it always takes place when characters are either talking to themselves
Yeah.
or they're talking to others.
Yeah.